So, like I mentioned earlier, for the past 2 years, we've had, an an online conference, and then hybrid in 2021. And we've, over these years, we've basically lost touch because you have persons attending online. But given that this year is a physical conference, we expect, of course, more persons coming, not just that, also looking forward to reconnecting, with professionals in the field that we've lost touch with, over this, sad times of pandemic as well. And also giving, the new energy transition, strategy that is going on now. I'm looking forward to seeing companies, present their strategies, maybe, some new ideas or strategies that they have adapted, to make the oil and gas business, a better one. And also regarding, meeting the transitioning from the fossil fuels that we consume to renewable energies, right? Especially in terms of meeting its net zero carbon goals as well. So I'm looking forward to all that. I'm looking forward to, you find out companies that use, for example, companies that used to be maybe an E&P being, let's say if Energy and Mineral Resources was just oil and gas company, is now EMR Energy. You see all those changes. So I'm not just looking forward to those changes. I'm looking forward to seeing the ideas that they have adopted or put in place to make these changes as well, and see how smoothly they are able to transition from the fossil fuel to also the renewable energy. Thank you.
Well, NAPE has to continue to excel in those two key areas of knowledge sharing and advocacy. Our industry, the petroleum industry, is going through a major transition. As I always tell people, that the petroleum industry is not going away. The petroleum industry is going to be seeing itself having a smaller share of contribution to global energy. Before now, between petroleum and coal, it's about 85% of the global energy basket. That share of the global energy basket between now and 2050, we are going to be seeing a decrease in petroleum contribution to the global energy basket. So all practitioners in the industry have to come to terms with that. The fact that other energy, more sustainable energy sources, renewable energy sources, are going to join the mix. And as I said, the industry has to come to terms with that. Understand what our contribution will be, even though in a smaller measure, but how do we adjust to this? How do we adjust to the incoming of other sources of energy? And indeed, practitioners in the industry are not necessarily going to be excluded in the unfolding energy sources that are joining petroleum as sources of energy. So this whole transition is something that all practitioners in the industry have to come to terms with. And from an advocacy point of view and from a knowledge sharing point of view, NAPE has to continue to keep up to that pace in making sure that all practitioners are abreast with the changes that are happening and the changes that we would expect over the next 10 to 15 years. And then coming down to our particular industry in Nigeria is undergoing a major transition that will see the industry from about 2025 will be completely different from how we had known it. For 60 years, we've seen an industry operated by 6 multinationals, essentially, delivering all the oil and eventually all the oil and gas, and natural gas that the country has been producing. Over the past 10 years, we have seen the gradual but persistent transition from these multinationals to independence, mostly Nigerian independence. So we're seeing the withdrawal of multinationals. We're seeing drastic reductions in the spend in the industry, and the results are beginning to show in reductions in production and a number of other issues associated with the fact that the professional level of operating the industry is not today what it used to be, and you are seeing all the effects. And so again, the NAPE as a professional association has to play a major role in getting everyone from the operators to the big non-operating partner NNPC, to the regulators, to bring everybody to come to terms with this transition. That has to be properly handled, because if it's not properly handled, we'll end up with an industry that will collapse on the shoulders of all of us. So yes, at this point, at this pivotal point, I think those are the two critical things that NAPE will really have to step up in terms of advocacy and knowledge sharing.